Is thank you. I wasn't looking for a secret. I was looking for a number. It was April tax season. I opened the PDF our accountant had sent the joint return. Mark said he'd already reviewed. I scrolled past the income summary, past the deductions, then I saw it. Filing status, single. Is thank you. Not married, filing separately. Not an error message. Single. We'd been married for 11 years. Our son was asleep upstairs. And according to the federal government, I didn't have a husband. I read it again, slower this time. Because there are mistakes. Is thank you. And then there are decisions. Feeling status, single. It was typed in standard IRS font. No bold, no italics, no warning. Just a quiet, bureaucratic fact. Single. The ceiling fan above my desk rotated in a slow, indifferent circle. Is thank you. Late March in Dallas meant the air conditioner was already humming, pushing dry, cool air across the kitchen tiles. Outside the window, sunlight reflected off the neighbor's SUV, so brightly it almost hurt to look at. Is thank you. Upstairs, my 7-year-old son Ethan was arguing with himself over which Lego piece belonged on the spaceship wing. We had been married for 11 years, and according to the federal government, I did not have a husband. I didn't react right away. Is thank you. That's the thing about shock. It doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like stillness. I scrolled up. Taxpayer. Michael Andrews, Social Security number 4821, filing status, single. My name wasn't there, not on the header, not in the spouse field. Is thank you, not under dependents. I zoomed in, like maybe resolution was the problem. It wasn't. Then I saw something else. Schedule C, profit or loss from business. Michael didn't own a business. He was a regional sales director for a medical device company headquartered in Houston. Is thank you. He earned a high 6-figure salary. Bonuses, commission, stock options, but not a business. The room felt smaller. I clicked to the previous year's return in our shared drive. Married, filing jointly. Normal. I opened the IRS online transcript portal. Two-factor authentication. Is thank you. Identity verification. Security questions. My fingers moved automatically. Muscle memory from years in HR compliance roles. The transcript loaded. 3 months ago, an amended return had been filed. Status, accepted. Filing status, single. This wasn't a draft mistake. Is thank you. It was a correction. Who I was before that moment. My name is Lauren Andrews. I'm 39. I used to run internal investigations for mid-sized corporations, workplace disputes, harassment claims, compliance audits. I built systems that prevented legal exposure. Is thank you. Risk management was my language. When Michael and I met, I admired how certain he was. He had a sales presence that filled rooms without feeling arrogant. We married at the Dallas Arboretum. Small ceremony, spring heat softened by lake wind. Is thank you. He handled big picture financial planning. I handled everything else: insurance renewals, pediatric appointments, property taxes, PTA meetings, meal plans, holiday logistics, social calendars. When Ethan was born, we made what felt like a practical decision. Is thank you. I'll scale back, I said. Just until things stabilize. Michael promised. Things never stabilized. His promotions came fast. More travel, more client dinners, more conferences in Denver, Phoenix, Nashville. Is thank you. I stopped asking for detailed breakdowns of his bonuses because he framed the question like distrust. I've got this, he would say gently. That tone, reassuring but final, became standard. Is thank you. Last fall, I tried logging into our brokerage account to review Ethan's college fund performance. Password incorrect. Michael reset it. He never gave me the new one. I remember standing in the kitchen that afternoon, phone in hand, thinking, that's strange. Is thank you. And then choosing not to pursue it. Because marriage runs on the assumption that the other person isn't actively building a secret. Back at my desk, staring at the tax return, something inside me began assembling small memories into a shape. The password change. Is thank you. The defensive tone when I asked about quarterly statements. The way he began saying my earnings instead of our income. The increased travel. The new cologne he started wearing, subtle, expensive. I felt heat rise behind my eyes, but I didn't cry. Not yet. Is thank you. Instead, I kept reading. Schedule C listed $187,000 in business income. Deductions, travel, meals, consulting expenses. Net profit significantly lower. Lower taxable income. I leaned back in my chair and pressed my fingers against my temples. If he filed single, is thank you. Either he was hiding income, or manipulating deductions, or preparing to separate assets before filing for divorce. All three options carried risk, and in Texas, a community property state, income earned during marriage is jointly owned by default. Thank you. If he underreported income, the IRS could pursue both spouses, unless I filed for innocent spouse relief. The word innocent felt almost insulting. The quiet breakdown. I took my phone and locked myself in the downstairs bathroom. Thank you. The tile was cool through my jeans when I sat on the floor. I turned the faucet on just to create noise, a steady stream to drown out my own breathing. The IRS transcript glowed on my screen. Single. I whispered the word out loud. It sounded foreign. Thank you. What if I'm wrong? I asked myself. Maybe there was a strategic tax separation due to commission structuring. Maybe the CPA advised it. I drafted an email to our accountant. Hi Mark, I noticed the filing status. I stopped. What if Michael was automatically copied? Thank you. What if the question alerted him before I understood the full scope? That thought that I needed to move carefully frightened me more than the document. Because it meant I no longer felt safe asking my husband a direct question. Tears came then, quiet, controlled. Thank you. Not loud sobbing. Just a steady release. The embarrassment hurt more than betrayal. To remove me from a federal filing required intent. It required the assumption I wouldn't look. I pressed my forehead against the cabinet door and let the grief move through me. Thank you. Upstairs, Ethan laughed at something in his room. That sound anchored me. I didn't confront Michael that night. He came home late from a client dinner, loosened tie, kissed Ethan goodnight, asked me how my day was.
Normal, I said.
Thank you. He smiled in that easy way he'd perfected in sales meetings. Later, while he showered, I opened my laptop again. I downloaded copies of every tax document available. I saved screenshots of the transcript. I created a new encrypted cloud folder. It felt clinical, efficient. Thank you. Which is how I survive fear, by converting it into tasks. The next morning after dropping Ethan at school, I called Daniel Kim, a CPA I'd worked with years ago on a corporate compliance case. We met at a quiet cafe in Addison. He read the return carefully. Thank you. This isn't an error, he said. I know. In Texas, filing single while married is misrepresentation unless there's a legal separation, which Texas doesn't formally recognize like some states do. Could it be strategic? For what? To shield income. Thank you. He looked at me over his glasses. If he's diverting earnings through a Schedule C entity, or claiming deductions improperly, the IRS can audit. And they can pursue both spouses. Unless innocent spouse relief, he said as if reading my mind. Yes. Thank you. You need to file proactively, and you need a family attorney. The discovery that changed everything that afternoon, I pulled my credit report. One inquiry stood out. Mortgage application, Boulder, Colorado. 6 months ago, my stomach dropped. Thank you. Michael had attended a leadership summit in Denver around that time. I searched property records in Boulder County. There it was. A one-bedroom condo, purchased in his name only. I stared at the listing photo, modern interior, mountain light through wide windows. Thank you. The down payment traced back to an account I didn't recognize. That was the moment denial ended. Not because of infidelity, though the implication was obvious, but because it meant structural concealment. He wasn't just filing single, he was building something separate. Thank you. The plan forms. I nearly texted him. Do you own property in Colorado? The message sat in my drafts. My thumb hovered over. Send. If I sent it, he would know I knew. He could transfer assets, move money. File first. I deleted the message. That deletion might have saved everything. Thank you. Instead, I scheduled a consultation with Rebecca Salazar, a family law attorney known for complex financial cases. Her office in Highland Park smelled faintly of cedar and coffee. She reviewed the tax return, the transcript, the property record. Thank you. In Texas, she said calmly, all income earned during marriage is presumed community property. Filing single does not erase that presumption, but it complicates disclosure. If I confront him now, he can transfer funds, refinance property, file first. Thank you. And innocent spouse relief. You must demonstrate you didn't know and didn't benefit. I swallowed. I didn't. She nodded. Thank you. We move quietly. First, file IRS Form 8857. Second, request formal financial disclosure. Third, consider temporary restraining orders preventing asset transfer once we file. The word file hung heavy in the room. Divorce was no longer theoretical, it was logistical. Is thank you. 2 nights later at dinner, Michael mentioned something casually. I might restructure some income streams this quarter. Cleaner accounting. My fork paused midair. Restructure how? I asked lightly. Just optimizing, he said. You wouldn't find it interesting. Is thank you. There it was again. Dismissal. I forced a small smile. Inside, my pulse accelerated. Because I knew now restructuring meant movement, and movement meant risk. That night, lying beside him in bed while he scrolled on his phone, I stared at the ceiling and made a decision. Is thank you. Tomorrow morning Rebecca would file before he could move anything else, because the moment he erased me from a federal document, he turned our marriage into a legal strategy. And I was done being a footnote. Is thank you. The morning Rebecca filed the petition for divorce, Dallas was unusually quiet. Low gray clouds hung over the tollway. The kind that flatten the sky and make everything feel suspended. Is thank you. I sat in my car outside Ethan's elementary school for a full minute after drop-off, hands resting on the steering wheel. My pulse wasn't racing, it was steady. Is thank you. Rebecca had filed for divorce citing insupportability and requested temporary orders preventing asset transfer under Texas Family Code Section 52. Simultaneously, my innocent spouse relief request had been submitted to the IRS. Paper moves faster than emotion. Is thank you. And once paper moves, it leaves a trail. The moment he found out, Michael called at 10:17 a.m. His voice was tight. You filed? Yes? You blindsided me? I opened our tax return. I said calmly. You blindsided me. There was a pause, not of confusion, but recalibration. Is thank you. You don't understand the tax strategy, he said. Then explain it. It was temporary positioning. My compensation structure is complicated. You purchased property in Colorado. Silence. That silence confirmed more than words ever could. It's an investment, he said finally. Is thank you. With what funds? Personal earnings. In Texas, there's no such thing as personal earnings during marriage. Another pause. He wasn't panicking yet, he was calculating. I didn't want to burden you with details, he said. That sentence almost made me laugh. Burden? Is thank you, as if transparency were a favor. The escalation within 2 weeks, his attorney responded. They attempted to argue the Colorado condo was purchased with separate funds. Rebecca requested full tracing documentation. Forensic accounting began. Is thank you. Bank statements revealed transfers from a secondary account tied to that Schedule C business entity. An entity created 8 months earlier, LLC registered in Texas. Sole member, Michael Andrews. The down payment moved from that LLC to a Colorado title company. Is thank you. I remember staring at the chain of transfers on a printed spreadsheet in Rebecca's office. Each transaction was time-stamped. Precise, intentional. He hadn't acted impulsively. He had structured this, and that realization hurt more than infidelity ever could. This wasn't passion. Is thank you. This was planning. The obstacle 3 weeks into proceedings, something nearly unraveled everything. Rebecca called me at 7:42 a.m. Michael is attempting to refinance the condo, she said. Likely to pull equity before temporary orders fully lock assets. My stomach tightened. Is thank you. If he extracts equity and moves it offshore or into protected accounts, recovery becomes harder. So what do? We request an emergency hearing. Courtrooms are not cinematic. They are fluorescent lit rooms with worn wooden benches and tired clerks. Is thank you. The judge reviewed our petition, the timing of the refinance application, and the tax misrepresentation. Temporary restraining orders were expanded to freeze both the LLC and the condo equity. When we left the courtroom, I felt something I hadn't felt since this began. Relief. Is thank you. Not victory. Protection. If I had confronted him emotionally that first night, if I had sent that impulsive text, he would have had time. And time changes outcomes. The confrontation, the only true confrontation, happened in a mediation room 3 months later. Is thank you. Neutral office in downtown Dallas. Gray walls, long table. A faint smell of burnt coffee. Michael sat across from me in a navy suit, hair slightly grayer than I remembered. He didn't look cruel. He looked tired. Is thank you. I wasn't planning to leave immediately, he said at one point, voice low. I just needed flexibility. Flexibility for what? I asked. He didn't answer. You filed as single, I continued evenly. That's not flexibility, that's erasure. It simplified things. For who? Is thank you. His jaw tightened. You're making this adversarial. I didn't remove you from a federal document, I said. The mediator shifted uncomfortably. Michael exhaled. I felt pressured, he said. Expectations, the house, school, the lifestyle. I studied him, thank you. You could have said that, I replied. He looked away. Because it's easier to manipulate paperwork than admit dissatisfaction. The affair, the condo wasn't empty. Utility bills revealed consistent weekend usage, thank you. Text records obtained through formal discovery showed recurring communication with a woman in Boulder. No dramatic messages, no declarations of love, just logistics. I'm landing at 8. Same code. See you soon? That subtlety made it worse. This wasn't a fantasy, thank you. It was routine. When I confronted him about it in mediation, he didn't deny it. It wasn't serious, he said. That phrase landed heavily, because serious enough to buy property. Serious enough to restructure tax filings, but not serious enough to admit the financial resolution thank you. After months of negotiation, forensic accounting, and mediation sessions, a settlement emerged. Texas community property law meant the condo was subject to division. Michael retained ownership but refinanced to buy out my share of the equity thank you. The LLC assets were divided proportionally. Retirement accounts were split via qualified domestic relations order. I retained primary residence rights in a smaller home near White Rock Lake. Joint custody was established with a detailed parenting schedule thank you. The IRS investigation concluded with adjusted filings. Because I filed innocent spouse relief early and demonstrated no involvement in the misrepresentation, my liability was reduced significantly. Michael paid penalties and back taxes thank you. His employer placed him on probation after compliance disclosures surfaced internally. He did not lose everything, but he lost credibility. And credibility in sales is currency. Emotional cost divorce is not empowering, it is exhausting thank you. There were nights in the townhouse when Ethan would fall asleep and I would sit at the kitchen table staring at the silence. I missed the familiarity of another adult in the house. I missed shared history, even flawed history. Therapy became weekly instead of bi-weekly thank you. I feel foolish, I admitted once. For what? Dr. Henson asked. For not seeing it sooner. You saw it when you were ready to, she said. There's a difference between blindness and trust. I had trusted. That wasn't stupidity. It was investment, rebuilding identity thank you. I returned to full-time HR consulting 6 months after the divorce finalized. Compliance investigations, executive misconduct reviews, financial disclosure audits. There's irony in that thank you. Colleagues would sit across from me describing internal deception cases, unaware that I had lived through one at home. I built new routines, Saturday mornings on the trail around White Rock Lake, Sunday meal prep with Ethan helping chop vegetables. Passwords updated monthly thank you. Financial dashboards reviewed quarterly. Not paranoia, just awareness. I opened a 529 college savings plan, solely under my oversight. I rebuilt retirement contributions. I rebuilt confidence slowly, not loudly. The imperfect moment thank you. One afternoon, nearly a year after the divorce, I almost made another mistake. Michael had fallen behind on one structured equity payment tied to the condo refinance. He called, voice softer than usual. I'm short this quarter, he said. Can we delay? Thank you. For a split second, old reflexes surfaced. Accommodation. Patience, understanding. Then I remembered the bathroom floor, the tax return, the word single. The agreement is documented, I said calmly. I expect payment per schedule. Silence. Then a quiet, resigned, okay, thank you. Boundaries are not cruelty. They are clarity. Dating again, I did eventually meet someone, not through an app. At a professional conference in Austin, we had coffee, then dinner, then space. He asked thoughtful questions about my work. Thank you. He did not try to impress me with income or property. We are taking it slowly, because I learned that stability does not announce itself loudly. It reveals itself through consistency. The final scene thank you. The day I signed the final post-settlement documents, the Dallas courthouse felt almost ordinary. Fluorescent lights buzzed faintly overhead. Paper slid across polished wood. My signature looked steady. Thank you outside. The Texas sun pressed down against the pavement, bright and unapologetic. Michael stood several feet away, hands in pockets. We exchanged a brief nod, no hostility, no reconciliation. Just acknowledgement. He tried to rewrite our financial reality without telling me thank you. He assumed I wouldn't examine the details. He underestimated the one thing I've always relied on. Attention. Careful reading. Measured response. He thought filing single would simplify his future. Instead, it clarified mine. This wasn't revenge, it was accountability.